The last century is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Hello, welcome to GameGazm. I'm Bren.
I'm Dan.
And what are we doing today, Dan?
We're playing Ratchet and Clank. And do you know what?
What?
If we were Ratchet and Clank, I think I'd be Clank.
Really? What makes you think that?
You're a massive spanner.
This is the story of a Lombax named Ratchet and his robot friend Clank.
Well, what a breath of fresh air. After several years of cynical cash-ins, remake is a word that's lost all meaning in today's gaming community. But trust Insomniac to show them how it's done. It may follow the same story, but this isn't a quick repaint of the 2002 original. It's a from-the-ground-up complete reimagining, with bells on. Done with such finesse and attention to detail that I honestly can't distinguish the old from the new. It's the video game equivalent of finding your favourite pair of old trainers are suddenly brand new again, but just as comfy, and with a rocket-powered hover option built in. And less stinky.
This retelling of Ratchet and Clank's origin story follows the series' most identifiable trademarks, thankfully. In fact, it's a game that takes the very best parts and ideas from 10 previous series entries and melds them together into a super mix of what makes these games so good.
You play as Ratchet, a Lombax with dreams of joining the Galactic Rangers, but working as a lowly mechanic on the planet Veldin. A series of events conspire to bring Clank crashing down onto the surface of Veldin from far, far away, and this sets our duo off on their adventure.
And it's an adventure that takes you across the galaxy, to many different planets, from bustling cities to desolate but beautiful outposts, lush green worlds to beautiful but dangerous backwaters, and everywhere in between. The eye-popping beauty of each location is more staggering on the PS4 than ever before.
As our duo are setting off together to save the galaxy from the evil Chairman Drek, they're going to need some serious firepower. This is where the game, and indeed the series, really shines. Scattered around everywhere are crates to smash and enemies to bash, initially with Ratchet's default weapon of a big spanner thing.
It's a Ratchet, Dan. Clue's in the name.
Which will gush forth with bolts to collect. This is the currency of the game and can be used to buy more powerful weapons, and oh my, the weapons. The variety here is incredible, from fusion bombs that act as grenades, to Mr. Zircon, your personal bodyguard who takes out baddies for you, to my personal favourite, the Raptor Launcher, a rocket launcher that can lock onto multiple targets at once.
I thought you were going to say it launches raptors at people. Oh, Jurassic Park.
No, a bit misleading actually, but that sounds awesome. I'm quite disappointed now.
As well as bolts, you'll also occasionally collect rare retanium.
Must do better, people who make up the names.
Yeah. Which, as you may have figured out, is a very scarce resource. It can be used to buy upgrades for the weapons, making them more powerful, or giving them more ammo capacity, or a new mode for example. Just making them more plain awesome basically. Weapons also level up with repeated use, so before long your favourites will be packing some serious heat.
And what does all this add up to? Pure carnage. The variety and imagination that's gone into the weapons is commendable, and it means you can approach battles in a variety of different ways. Swapping weapons is easy via a radial that pops up when you hit triangle, and you can hotkey your favourite 4 weapons to the D-pad too. Clankington!
The missions are simple but varied, from rescuing Skid McMarks,
better, people who make up the names,
to infiltrating the enemy layer of the bad guys. You get to fly around the skies, ace a training course, shoot down battleships, take part in races, collect brains for a bored scientist of questionable repute. You can explore a space station, search sewers for secrets, swim around a tropical retreat. There's a lot to do for our Lombax and robot friend.
And it's all done with such style. Every world is totally unique, and it doesn't take long before the excitement of travelling somewhere new really keeps you playing late into the nights. The game is set up in such a way that you can travel between the worlds you've unlocked, which is handy as there's a lot to find hidden away over the different planets.
There are 28 golden bolts hidden for a start, which unlock various cheats you can activate, such as infinite ammo, but you can also find holo cards, a new feature that unlocks some awesome perks, such as boosting your bolt and rare retanium finds, or unlocking even better weapons for your second playthrough. You can end up with duplicate cards too, which can be traded for cards you need. You know, like swapsies on football cards.
It's a good job you can pick up a map later in the game to reveal all of this on your map, and the map isn't the only gadget keeping the gameplay fresh either. The Trespasser will allow you access to new places via increasingly fiendish light and node puzzles.
There's a beautifully judged learning curve too. As you and your weapons level up, so do the challenges, but never to the detriment of your enjoyment. The level of challenge is always in sync with you as the player.
The game design is exquisite throughout. There are sections where you just play as Clank, which require a much more lateral type of puzzle solving than most of the game. And longevity is taken care of in the form of challenge mode, a new Game Plus experience that lets you keep your weapons, level them up to even more ridiculous levels of awesome, and even puts a Lego style multiplier on your bolt collection, provided you can avoid being hit, that is. I had even more fun on my second run through the game. True praise, as it was back to back with my first run.
Graphics and story are one thing that Insomniac does very well, but as with many things, it's character that really sells the experience, and they've nailed that too. From our two heroes to Captain Quark, who narrates the game throughout, and all the supporting players too, you'll be chuckling along with the silly dialogue and enjoying meeting everyone your journey brings you into contact with. Yep, even the bad guys.
I see you just finished my training course. Aren't you just full of stuff you can do?
It may be cartoony in looks, but to not play this would be to rob yourself of a gloriously old school platformer done right. A gameplay experience that will leave you smiling and wanting more. That's why we're awarding this a GameGazm 9. The only thing stopping us giving this a full 10 is the fact it's based on the original 2002 title, whereas I'd have personally preferred a continuation of the series over a reimagining. That said, if you're coming to this having never played a Ratchet and Clank game before, consider it a solid 10. It's a sheer joy to play, and it's easy to see why this was at the top of the all-format chart for 2 weeks. It's already the fastest selling Ratchet and Clank game ever, and with the likes of Yooka-Laylee on the horizon and strong rumours of a Crash Bandicoot revival, let's hope this marks the beginning of a long and prosperous character-led platform game renaissance.
You never mentioned the Ratchet and Clank film?
I haven't seen it yet.
Why not?
Waiting for the Blu-ray.
Still not allowed near children?
Unbelievable.
And that was Ratchet and Clank. What a fantastic game!
It's really good fun to play. Really good fun to play.
No, it is a reboot, right?
Yeah, it's kind of it's not a remake. They've added extra bits in, and they've changed the way they meet each other a bit, and it's just like more. It's like I don't know. It's like if the original one was vanilla ice cream, this is vanilla ice cream with strawberry in it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Obviously, with Ratchet and Clank, there's tons of weapons.
Yeah, it's all about the weapons.
Yeah.
The variety's great. They're funny. They do a lot of damage. You can level them up and then level them up again and then level them up again, and they just keep getting more and more awesome.
And more and more weird and elaborate. Don't
The destruction arenas are fantastic. You can just cause total carnage. You've got like a flamethrower. You've got one that locks onto multiple targets at the same time. You can make them disco dance. It's great. There's so much variety.
And obviously in the worlds as well, like the places you go and the variety of the levels. Like.
You really get used to like looking forward to somewhere to go next. You know, no two planets look the same.
Yeah.
There's like lush green planets. There's like nighttime. They've used every colour. They've used every idea. It's like all of the best bits of all the previous games kind of. It's like a greatest hits package with some new stuff on top. Yeah, it's great.
And like you were saying, like with the whole disco dancing thing, it doesn't really take itself too seriously, does it?
It's good fun. It's got a lot of fun factor. It's kind of. I don't like the way that like these character games went out of fashion. So if they'd carried on, it feels like they've picked up the baton from where it would be about now. Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with this series because it's done really well. And
do you think this reimagining of Ratchet and Clank would be enough to spark those character-driven platformers to come back?
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Because like they tried it before, didn't they? Like I suppose with Knack.
Yeah.
There was kind of like try and return to this 3D platform.
And that game was
puzzler.
so close to being good.
And
not quite.
Dull.
Yeah, not quite.
Yeah.
Typical launch title syndrome, I suppose. Yeah.
So what would you see come back? I mean, the rumours obviously about Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, that's looking amazing at the moment. Fingers crossed. I mean, Yooka-Laylee's on the way. That's being made. That's a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
So
hopefully
it feels
they're
like
coming back.
And I was thinking, like Mario never went out of fashion.
No.
So maybe they just needed a break and they're on their way back now. I mean, I love these kinds of games. I think they're great.
Yeah. Come on, Spyro! Come on, Spyro!
Get out of Skylanders and have a proper adventure.
Exactly. Anyway, that's all the time we've had for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave us a like and also subscribe if you haven't already. As always, I've been Bren.
I've been Dan.
And we've been GameGazm!
GameGazm.